with the first and goal. Kuhn gets the call. Pyle driving his way in for the touchdown. What a great second effort. Here comes the. Y'all don't really want it like that. Here comes the. Y'all don't really want it like that. I said so. I keep big bills up in my heart on the dirty like blood. So ain't got no twist in my head, but I'm still dreadful.
Wolf Pack, what's going on? Week 14, baby. The quarterfinals of your fantasy season. It's all on the line. Do or die time. You got to get it right or you're getting your ass knocked out. And thank God you have your fantasy tailgate here for you because you know me and your boy CJ are going to bring all the sit-start heat. We'll catch you up on all the news you need to know. And I'm sorry we're a little late this morning. I know we typically kick off right at 11, but there was some big news already this morning that we're going to have to get through. I was having like a nice little breakfast with my girlfriend thinking I got everything ready last night. Thought I could finally have like a relaxing Sunday morning. It was all good to go. And of course, like 3 big injuries and absences today. So we're going to cover all those really fast because, again, we're late, and I know you guys are mostly here for your sit starts, but we do have to hit some of that news. I, of course, am the Wolf of Roto Street at Roto Street Wolf. You can find all our stuff at rotostreetjournal.com. We breed and feed fantasy wolves, joined by my man CJ. How are you doing this Sunday morning, brother?
Not bad. Kind of in the same boat. I mean, it's the same as it is every week at this point. It's
Exactly.
like we think everything's all set, and then just random COVID pops out of nowhere on Saturday nights, Sunday morning,
Exactly.
Random injuries. Must fall out of his bed or something.
No more relaxing breakfasts for the rest of the season for the Wolf. I apologize again, Wolfpack, but thank you so much for joining too and waiting it out there. If you don't mind giving this a thumbs up button, clicking that like on YouTube, Facebook, Periscope, wherever you're tuned in, it would be so greatly appreciated so we can get out to more Wolves. And I do want to just quickly pump out to a lot of people have been messaging and how can we, support you, which is so greatly appreciated that we just do this because we love it. And we do obviously want to make it a life at some point, but we like to do it for free to get to more people. Ultimately, though, if you do feel like we've earned a testimonial or potentially even a tip, again, not expected, not necessary, but so appreciated, you could visit rotostreetjournal.com/support2020. You see that banner at the bottom. That would go a long way. We're trying to get some, pitch deck and everything together. And who could speak better about the value we bring than you guys yourselves? If there's ever calls we've made, sit start wise, pickup wise, anything of that nature, preseason, however we've helped you out, would mean the world if you're willing to spare a few kind words, whether written, video, audio. So check out rotostreetjournal.com/support2020. If we've helped you out at all, it would mean the world to get some kind words about that over these last few years. And the last quick note I'm going to say is I just picked these up. It's a perfect breakfast beer. So I'm chugging here. It's called 50,000 Volts, a nice Beverly collaboration between Crave and Old Planners. Unbelievable brewery, unbelievable breakfast shop. And it has a nice huge dosage of caffeine and 9.5% of alcohol. So what better way to kick off a Sunday than caffeine, booze, and let's get a quick sip and make sure it's delicious. The last one I had.
I was gonna say, what's it tasting like? Is this your first try?
My God, I had one last year. This batch might be even better. It's fantastic. It's like, how is that 9.5%? You get your caffeine, you get some booze in you. It is literally the perfect tailgate beer. I can't believe that's 9.5%. It literally tastes like I'm drinking like a nice coffee. Unbelievable. Great job, Crave. Great job, Old Planners. Well done. That's dangerous. That is very fucking dangerous. But Wolfpack, let's get to your news, your questions. Enough of my beer love and obsession. And again, that is the Old Planners Stout, the Crave Coffee, 50,000 Volts. Beautiful stuff, Old Planners. Well done. But I'm going to hit some of that news that had me late today. That's Brandin Cooks' neck foot. Obviously, huge implications all around for him. He's out Sunday. That's a big impact on Watson. I mean, who the fuck does he have to throw to? Yes, he can get it done with his legs. He can run around, but Chicago is a good defense, especially against receivers. So he goes down to my quarterback 14. So if you're in the playoffs, there's a decent chance there's a better option out there for you to start, in my opinion, at least. Let me know if you have a Deshaun Watson-based question. I'd rather have like a Kirk Cousins. I got a lot of Watson versus Brady. I love Brady today. So ultimately, Watson is going to take a little bit of a hit because Cooks is out. Now, Kiki Cutie rises up into my top 30 receivers. There's really no one else for Watson to throw to other than maybe Jordan Akins, who's now my number 15 tight end on the week. Oh, excuse me. Probably my favorite streaming tight end. If you are desperate at tight end for a streamer here. I love Akins. Chicago's given up the second most points to tight ends. A very good defense against everything other than tight ends, and they really have no one else to pepper. So it could be Akins. It might end up being Darren Waller. And then maybe like Coulter or like Chase Hansen, I think the dude's name was, that led the team in yardage a couple weeks ago in his Fuller's first game out. But again, big hit to this overall offense. And if you have Cooks, you obviously need a backup plan. So let us know who you're looking at if you're scrambling for Cooks, who was on a bottom 30 play anyways. Now, Myles Gaskin, I got that one late last night. COVID-19 edition, Deandre Washington's in line for featured running back work. I don't know if I could trust him in my, we've seen all these guys, Booker last week, and then Brian Hill. Like, volume is volume. Yes, I get it. And Washington should see about 12 to maybe 15 touches. He also gets a little bit of a revenge game factor in the sense that he was on the Chiefs and they cut him. I don't buy it, though. I mean, the running backs have been very solid out of Miami. The line's been playing very well, but it's just not – I don't think I could put him in with my season on the line. I have him right below Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I'd probably side with my superstar at that point, my superstar for relative term at this point. But still, I don't know that I want to trust DeAndre Washington. He got limited practices in all week. You don't know if it's going to flare up. It might just end up them just putting it all on Tua. Let's see how he does. And really, when you're facing the Chiefs, that's probably what you're going to have to do anyways. So I like Washington if you're really, really desperate. My favorite running back streamer of the week is Jeff Wilson, though. A lot of people overlooking the fact that he played more snaps, had more yards, more targets, more goal line involvement, all the good things ahead of Raheem Mostert, and nobody wants him. I don't understand it, CJ. So I prefer Wilson to Washington.
It's just hard to trust. Shanahan's just impossible to trust, though. It's
exactly.
just never
You put your trust in Shanahan, and suddenly Mostert's going to have 30 carries. So it is true. Yeah. But hopefully you're not – if you're in your playoffs, you're probably not going through these weeds, unless you did lose a guy like Christian McCaffrey. He's not going to play this week. Mike Davis, a top 15 running back. So maybe you lost out on him. Maybe you had, Ty Johnson queued up for a streamer. Well, Frank Gore's now expected to go. You can't trust a committee running back for the Jets. It's hard enough to trust a feature back for them. Never mind a potential committee guy. So now you probably lost Ty Johnson. So there are some absences. Antonio Gibson, he's out. I shouldn't even say unlikely to play. He is out at this point. I should have corrected that and updated it. So there is a good chance you might be scrambling at running back. So again, Washington in line for featured back work because Myles Gaskin is going to be out. He's one potential option. If he's gone, Jeff Wilson's also out there and more leagues, and I think is a decent bet to hit the end zone. Both guys are also 4,000 on DraftKings if you're looking for a cheap running back to jam into your lineups and save some salary space as well. After popping up as a late addition to the
there's another kind of not breaking, but with the Bucks, Leonard Fournette is out.
Ooh, really? Like a healthy scratch or like what?
It seems that it just Schefter just tweeted out that he's inactive. They didn't say anything else.
Oh shit! So Ronald Jones, a few things are working in Ronald Jones's favor. So let me just pull up a quick banner. So we have this Leonard Fournette breaking is out. Rojo season. That puts, wow, fuck. I'm going to have to reevaluate my DraftKings lineups because Ronald Jones, whenever he gets the work, he's been feasting this year. And he's getting a Vikings team that will be without Michael Kendricks, their top linebacker. So I already was kind of bumping Ronald Jones slowly up and down the rankings. I'm going to do it live here. I have him at RB16 right now. He's moving up to my running back 11, just behind Alvin Kamara, ahead of Zeke Elliott. So if you have Ronald Jones, this is big. This is huge news. Good Lord, this season. I can't even fucking handle it anymore. My head's going to fucking explode. Good Lord. But Leonard Fournette is out. Ronald Jones, clearly a much more favorable start today now if you were considering him. So that's just one other note. Hopefully you weren't relying on Leonard Fournette anyways. But that is a big one. So Ronald Jones, very intriguing today. Goes from like a low end, a mid-range RB2 to like a low end RB1 at this point with that news. And last few notes, we covered some of those running backs being out. Is Irv Smith playing today, CJ? Have you seen anything about that one?
I saw a tweet, I think, this morning that he's likely to play, but he is they said that his back injury is still there, so he's not going to be 100%. It seems like they just have no other options. So
yeah, because Rudolph is out, so he could be the lone guy. If his back injury is an issue, go to Jordan Akins. Jordan Akins is your streaming tight end today. If you need a tight end streamer, it's going to be Jordan Akins.
We always hit on these streaming tight ends.
Yeah, Kyle Rudolph last week. Yeah, I don't really want to go back on. I'm having like some PTSD about Kyle Rudolph last week. Jordan Akins, I do feel pretty damn good about, though, today. I think he's a great streaming tight end. I think he could go pretty ham with nobody else there to throw to, and a defense that's not good against tight ends. Irv Smith would be another potential option with Kyle Rudolph out. He's certainly more athletic, more intriguing than Rudolph. So even if you have some Rudolph PTSD from last week, I think Irv Smith could be a potential tight end option for you. We also have Mike Evans expected to go. I think you have to have him in your lineup if you own Evans. I know it's a little bit crowded. You have Godwin, you have AB. Gronk's in a great spot because, as we said, Michael Kendricks is out. It could end up being Ronald Jones season now with Fournette out of the way. But I love all these receivers. The Vikings cornerbacks are horrible. I do think Kirk Cousins, who has, I think, 300 yards and 3 touchdowns in 3 straight weeks, I think he can keep pace on the other side, which makes Brady one of my favorite plays this week as well. I'm getting a ton of Brady questions. I love Brady. I think he's going to go crazy today. Ronald Jones makes me a little nervous in the sense that he could just eat. It becomes a ground game. But ultimately, I like all the Bucs guys. They're all kind of in my lineups. I'm stacking Brady for DraftKings. You got to, that's always a risky bet because it's not like clear who's going to be the ones that blow up if he does blow up in the first place. I'm going to put my money on Godwin AB and a lot of Godwin Gronk stacks. I'm not putting Evans in my DraftKings, a little risky, but he'd be a great contrarian play as well. Other than that, we know Jonnu Smith's going to be in. AJ Brown actually is in. That's fully confirmed. So that one was not updated. So you got your Titans back. Denzel Mims is going to miss Week 14. So Crowder would be that much sexier, except now he is in question to play too. So that's one that's going to come down to 4:00. I love him if he plays. If not, hopefully you can stash Perriman as a backup plan. Maybe you have, an Ayuk or something of that nature. Because I would love to get Crowder in there. 2 touchdowns last week, top 8 in 3 of his 5 weeks with Sam Darnold, top 20 in 4 of 5. So, he's been a good, reliable option anytime Darnold's been in. And he's facing the Seahawks, the easiest matchup. So I'd love Crowder if he's in, but now that's a big risk. You have to know he's playing at 4, and you have to have a backup plan ready because he did not practice on Friday. I believe that's all the big news. Josh Jacobs, is he officially active? Josh Jacobs, I think he's.
Haven't seen it yet. I'll check right now.
Check on Josh Jacobs. I don't know what time they play either. That might be a late one. He did get limited practices in towards the end of the week, which puts him more in line to play this week. So check on Josh Jacobs.
They're at 4:00.
They're at 4:00. So just another guy to monitor. I kind of want him on my bench either way. I don't really want to wait that one out. He's facing Indy, a tough run D. So ultimately, I don't love him either. That's all the news we're going to have. We already have 60 questions, so I want to make sure we spend the rest of the time after getting a late start. If there's other news I forgot, please feel free to comment it on in. But let's get to your questions, Wolfpack. And one more time, that thumbs up button helps us get out to more people. Any shares onto your page or any Facebook groups you're in or anything of that nature, sharing it out, getting more people in here so we can answer more questions would be so greatly appreciated. And you could also check out rotostreetjournal.com/support2020 to fill in a testimonial, send in a video or audio clip about why the Wolfpack could bring some good value to future fantasy people. And also if anybody ever wanted to consider being a sponsor or anything of that nature, what value do we bring to the fantasy world? Who can talk about that better than you guys? So check that on out. That is the probably not the last time I'll pump it, but for right now, I want to get to all your questions.
All right. Martin Broadhurst came in, full PPR. Jacob, Curtis Samuel, or Chark?
I think I'm leaning Samuel. No DJ Moore today. We should have probably covered that in the news. Moore is not going to be active. Samuel is from the COVID-related absences. Christian McCaffrey's not playing as well, and we've seen Samuel get a little more backfield involvement. I like Samuel. I don't want to wait this one out for Jacobs. Do you agree with that one, CJ?
Yeah, Jacobs is pretty sketchy to me right now. I'd go with Samuel there.
And Chark is worth mentioning. I've gotten a lot of questions about Chark. He's facing Tennessee. So, we've seen people light up Tennessee. They're a really bad defense. Tennessee's going to put up their points. They're going to have to throw. One of my favorite streamers, though, is actually Colin Johnson. I wouldn't play him over Chark, but he's led the Jags in back-to-back weeks with Glennon at the helm. They had that scout team practice rep. They even tweeted out these guys worked so hard together in practice. No wonder he's the leading receiver. So at 3,600 on DraftKings, Colin Johnson somewhat intrigues me. Hopefully you're not.
Yeah, actually, I jammed him into a DraftKings lineup. I tried to get Henry and Aaron Jones in a lineup.
It's right in that price range. That's a good spot for him. Perriman's only 3,900. If you can get $300 more, I like Perriman more, but that's also a potential option there. Only 13 likes so far. Wolfpack, come on, help get that number out. We've hit 40 in back-to-back weeks. I know maybe less people are involved in your playoffs, but it would really help if you don't mind sharing this out, getting some thumbs up on there to help us get out to more people. What's going on, Scotty Brooks? The usual hey-o from our guy. Love to see you.
Ilias, Kamara or Montgomery and Jefferson or Lockett?
I like Montgomery. I honestly do. I that scares the shit out of me to say, but he gets Houston, the most generous of run Ds that you could possibly face. Literally the most rushing yards on the league. And this also is now looking like a lower-powered Houston attack, which means more time to potentially bleed the clock for Montgomery. Of the other two, that's tough. I mean, Lockett gets the Jets. Like, if he's going to have a 50-point day, it's probably going to be against the Jets. But I love Jefferson. I can't sit Jefferson at this point. The Bucs quarterbacks are actually one of the more generous duos. They've now given up, I think, the third most points to wide receivers after starting the year pretty locked down. That defense is withered. And I think that's the game that's going to go berserk, in my opinion. I think that game's going to hit like 65 points.
I think I saw like Carlton Davis has let up, I think, the last few weeks, like the most touchdowns in the league or something silly like that.
There you go. It's so whether he's on, Jefferson or Lockett, or on Thielen, they'll probably move him around. It won't really matter. So yeah, they're surrendering a ton of huge touchdowns, and I think both sides are going to need to put up their points. Yes, it is playoff time, my dude.
And then this is also asking Packers D or Steelers D.
Ooh, that's a good one because it's like talent, Steelers D, or matchup, Packers getting the Lions. The thing with the Lions, though, is like they're a little more high-powered now with getting Jabba the Hutt, Patricia's fat slug ass out of there. Matt Stafford set his season high in yardage over 400 yards per attempt, 9.6. Like last week, 3 touchdowns. I think at this rate, I'm not like zoning in to stream against this Packers team. They're also getting Swift back today, who's a very intriguing play. Probably another note we should have covered at the top. Swift is expected to return today, and they're giving up the third most points to running backs. Like that's a great spot for a guy that was averaging 19.5 fantasy points per game for the forward before he got hurt. I mean, that he could be a smash play today if he gets the full workload. So I kind of lean Steelers D and just side with the talent. Josh Allen's prone for turnovers. Even if he plays a great game and they put up points, doesn't mean he might not throw a pick six or something of that nature. Defense questions are so tough anyways.
I know. He's always good for 2 fumbles. I mean, they'll put up their points, but hopefully you get
You'll get your turnovers. If one of them goes for a touchdown, you're feeling good. So I lean with Steelers here.
Mad Money Mike, another playoff berth this year for Team Mad Money, thanks to the kind folks at RSJ, but we don't raise fantasy runner-up banners here, only championships.
I love it. So we got to raise that championship banner. I totally agree, Mike Mad Money. Let's get that title for sure.
Campanelli, good morning, Wolf and Assassin. My commish was an ass and made this our last week of the regular season, and we have the championship scheduled for week 17.
What an ass. That's the only way to describe him, David. That's horrible. That's like the worst thing you can do, week 17. Especially in a year like this. Like, that I hate that. I absolutely hate that.
Have fun starting like Mason Rudolph in your championship.
Right. Backup quarterbacks and stuff. It's a fun DraftKings week because it's like, your season's not on the line. You're just trying to figure out it's always insane. It's like a puzzle to put together. You don't want to do that with your real season lineups. DraftKings, whatever. But yeah, that sucks.
Mad Money, full PPR. I need 1 receiver and a flex from this mess. Crowder, Hilton, Pittman, Lazard, Tim Patrick, and then running backs, Washington, Booker, Duke. So pick a receiver and a flex.
Man, this is a tough one. This is a mess, Mike. That's the only way to do it.
It's just average. It's just what it is.
It's all just bleh. There's not really a standout here. Crowder would have been my lock if I knew he's playing. Are the Colts at 1 today, CJ? Do you know? Like if he waits for Crowder, could he have a backup plan? Because I really do think Crowder's like a smash play if he's in today.
Colts
I think
Colts are at 4.
Colts are at 4. Okay, so I say this. You wait it out for Crowder. And if he's not in, Pittman versus Hilton's getting tricky because Hilton's actually like lit it up in a few weeks in a row now. And they get the Raiders. Oh, man, Hilton versus Pittman's tough. I don't want to go Lazard because they're saying he's going to be on a 60% snap count. I mean, he might only need 60% of snaps to get it done against Detroit. But I'm going to wait it out for Crowder. If he's in, that's my guy, Mad Money, especially full PPR. If he's out, I kind of feel Pittman. I know Hilton's been the guy these last couple of weeks, but Pittman just intrigues me more. I don't know what do you think about the receiver part of it, CJ?
Yeah, I agree with put Crowder in your lineup now, figure it out. I think he is the lock if there is one of this group. And then I'd rather the hot hand with Ty, I think.
Over Pittman. Okay, so that's your receiver decision. Now, of these running backs, I guess we could put a receiver in the flex too. And I probably honestly would go Crowder and one of the Colts guys. But then again, that kind of ruins like if Crowder sits, now suddenly you're starting both Colts guys. And that's a little nerve-wracking with Phillip Rivers at the helm. Yeah. And I don't mind Duke Johnson today or Washington. Both are going to be in line for big volume. I don't want Booker. Let's get rid of him. Tim Patrick's been steady, but come on, let's not play Tim Patrick over some of these other guys. I don't hate Duke just because he could be so much more involved as a receiver. There's no David Johnson today, and they don't have Brandin Cooks, but they could also just be godforsaken awful on offense, and he might just do nothing. So I kind of want to go Crowder and one of the Colts guys as the flex. If Crowder sits and you're starting both Colts guys, I mean, Washington, what time's the Chiefs game? I have all my times messed up because they flexed weird ones.
Chiefs are on at 1 at the Dolphins.
Fuck. So it's not like we could like wait it out and put Washington in. Duke Johnson's at 1. I know that. That kind of blows. You might end up getting stuck with going both Colts guys there. But that's tough too. Oh man, I don't fucking know, Mike. This is our third question. We're already like, fuck. Man, I don't know. Maybe you jam in Duke Johnson and just hope he scores a touchdown because nobody else is going to do anything there. That's kind of what I'm thinking. I don't know. It's ugly.
Campanelli, second year in a row of a playoff run, thanks to Wolf and CJay.
Hell yeah, let's get the title, baby. Let's get that title.
Marcos, Valdez, Scantling, half PPR, AJ Brown, Lockett, or Debo?
I'm going to – not Debo. It's between Brown and Lockett. I probably go Brown. The Jaguars matchup is great. I mean, so is the Jets matchup. Both those guys are boom, and not really bust, but like they could have a pretty low floor and a huge ceiling. If you got call, I go Brown. That's where my gut leans, but it's up to you. What do you think about Lockett versus Brown?
Yeah,
you go AJ?
I'm feeling you right there.
Yeah.
That Titans offense is clicking. They're really good. Sarah Riley, good morning, guys. Half PPR, fans or Goddard?
I'm going to lean Goddard. I know it's a new quarterback. I know Jalen Hurts could be, a mess today. But I think Goddard should be the main vein of this passing attack as he's been really over the last 3 weeks. No offense, like Drew Lock sucks. The Seahawks are pretty bad against every position outside tight end. They're pretty good. They're facing the Panthers. Never mind. But still, it's like that's a decent defense too. I don't know though. Fant is good, and he's probably a higher floor. I'm gonna go Goddard. I think. What about you, CJ?
I think I'm feeling Fant. He had a nice little game last week, but with Ertz back. I mean, Ertz sucks anyways, but he'll still get. Actually, it still hurts at quarterback anyways. I'm going Fant. I'm not trusting Hurts yet.
Yeah, it's tough. That's a tough call. I go Goddard. CJ goes Fant. Let us know which one you decide, Sarah. You got to trust your gut. These ones that's not a decision that's very clear cut. Goddard's been so good the last 3 weeks. I'm going to keep riding him.
Campanelli, full PPR, running back, pick 2. J-Rob, Zeke, Sanders, Hunt, Edmonds, Rojo.
I got to go Rojo. I'm going Robinson and Rojo, I think.
I was gonna say that too.
Yeah, Robinson's the lock. Like, there's nothing – you don't ever consider benching him, especially against Tennessee. They get destroyed by every position, including running backs. Zeke is tempting, but now that Rojo is going to be the guy, no freaking Leonard Fournette to worry about. He's going to probably fumble at like first play of the game and then get benched for like Keyshawn Vaughn.
Yeah, I was going to say Keyshawn Vaughn will be.
Exactly.
No, Zeke is banged up. Zeke was kind of questionable all this week, and then he has like a calf bruise or something.
Calf thing. Yep, exactly. Since he's a good spot for Zeke, but I don't want to use him if I don't have to, and I think Ronald Jones is a good reason to not use him at this point. I like Ronald Jones. I do want to make sure those rankings get updated. I bumped him up to 11 over Zeke at 12, so it is neck and neck. But yeah, I'm feeling Ronald Jones having a big day today. No Kendrick on the defensive side is huge. He's the number 6 linebacker in Pro Football Focus right now. That's no joke, and he's a great coverage linebacker too.
Scotty Brooks need 2 in a full PPR between Hilton, Pittman, Swift, and Mike Williams.
I think this is one of those ones where it's like Swift is risky, but here's one that it's worth risking him because none of these options all these options have risk. They're all kind of boom or busters. So give me the running back, especially in full PPR that benefits from full PPR. I think they're going to need to throw to Swift a lot today. So I like Swift Could he get a limited amount of packages? Sure, but he's a stud. And he rested a full week where he was about to go. I think he's going to be in line for, 50% of the work at least. So I like Swift. Of the other ones, I mean, Mike Williams does get Atlanta.
I like Mike Williams. Yeah.
You're going to go Williams? Yeah, I think I do. Hilton has been just rolling so well. So it makes it a little bit trickier for me. But yeah, so I just bumped up Duke to my running back 30, given what we were just talking about with Mad Money. And I bumped up Ronald Jones to my running back 11. Let me just publish that real quick, Wolfpack. I got to remove Fournette in addition to bumping up Ronald Jones. I appreciate your patience, Wolfpack. And again, I know we were late, and I am greatly sorry for that. I just want to make sure I have these all set. I'm trying to bounce right back into that top 10 of Fantasy Pros. I'm right in the top 20 right now, but I got to get to the top 10. Nobody cares about top 20. Top 10 is where it's at. So I just want to make sure these are as accurate as possible. Bear with me real quick. And while you're waiting, if you haven't given it a thumbs up, please consider doing so. And also, I guess Andy Isabella's out now too. Jeez. Yeah. Who cares? But he's in my rankings, so I got to take him out just because they penalize you so heavily if you have somebody that's out in there. So if you don't mind giving us a thumbs up, letting us get out to more people. And of course, at rotostreetjournal.com/support2020 is a great way to submit a testimonial to us. It would be such a huge help. And you guys can speak better about our value than anybody else. How have we helped you become a better wolf? How we fed and bred your fantasy wolf? So please consider doing that. And of course, if you're willing to leave a tip, not expected at all, but so greatly appreciated, it will all go towards supporting the RSJ grow in the future. So just keep that checked as well. Wolfpack, I think these are now published. Let me just keep answering questions either way, because that's why we're here. That's why we're here.
Finale, receiver, bench one of these guys. Diggs, Lockett, AJ Brown.
God damn. Come on, David. That's brutal. I think I'm benching Diggs. I mean, he's steady, but Steelers lock down number ones and are pretty generous to number twos. He's probably the steadiest of these guys, yet the other two have such blow up potential. I'm going to go Lockett and AJ Brown. What about you, CJ? This is a really tough one.
I feel like Diggs, you just have to keep him in your lineup. He just gets so many targets. So still, even if it is a tough matchup, I think he's still 8+ receptions no matter what. I think I'm benching Lockett, I guess, but I hate it.
That's
it. I just don't get how you can't flex some of these. It just doesn't make sense.
I know. I hate these questions. Like, how can you not jam all these guys in the lineup? I know I think you ask this one every week, and it's like we say the same thing every week. How can't you get all three in? But impressive draft either way. Like, well done. The one thing with AJ Brown is Henry could run for 200 something yards against the Jags today, and I just checked my rankings, just be like, okay, am I saying something I don't believe in here? I have Lockett 10, AJ Brown 11, Stephon Diggs 12. Literally all three in a row, David. You couldn't have asked a harder question, but I have Diggs the lowest. That is also for half PPR. PPR, as CJ says, Diggs is the surest line for 8 catches. Oh, man, that's brutal. But I'm going to go Lockett, AJ Brown. If I'm benching one, it's Diggs. And if you wanted to keep Diggs in, I would bench AJ Brown before Lockett. I think this is just a Lockett. It's been a while. We need that 40-point blow up. I think it's coming here. So David, that's where I lean.
Ohio Mike, pick 2 of these knowing I'm a bit of an underdog, so he needs to blow up. Gordon, Drake, Dobbins.
I'm going to sit Dobbins. I understand you need the blow up, and Dobbins could, but it's a good Cleveland run D versus a horrible Cleveland pass D. They equally distributed the snaps between running backs 3 ways again. It was back to that nightmare, which sucks. And maybe it was just easing him back in after he was on the COVID list. Could be the case. And if so, great for the future if you can survive.
It's so frustrating. He'll get a carry, he'll rip off 15 yards, and then they're just
every time. He's nearly the best guy. It's not even, Gus Edwards honestly also looks pretty good too. Ingram's the waste of space there. Get rid of fucking Ingram.
They were switching off every single play. It was the
and I don't get how a running back can ever get steady, consistent. No, you got to get into the flow of a game. I don't know why they do it. Makes no sense to me. Both Dobbins and Edwards were playing quite well. It's just so tricky to rely. That backfield's been such a headache all year. It looked like we were going to get some clarity. Now we don't have it because of that COVID flare up there. So I love Gordon. What do you have? 150 rushing yards last week or right around there. It gets a decent matchup against a banged up Carolina team. Drake is also been cooking. He's scored like 4 touchdowns his last 3 games, I want to say. So I'm not benching Drake. I like Gordon a lot, and Dobbins is just too much of a risk. So go with the first 2, Ohio Mike.
Campanelli, full PPR, tight end, pick one of these. Goddard, Tunyon, Ertz.
I would probably go Tunyon. As you say, that this change of QB could be, he might get a goose egg, Goddard. And I know I just told Sarah Riley to start him. So again, like now I'm starting to hedge and be like, oh, fuck Sarah. I know if you're still tuned in, Fant's certainly safer. I don't know what you need. I still have Goddard higher, but I like Tunyon. I mean, he's been cooking lately, and he gets Detroit. Like always a good bet for scoring a touchdown against Detroit.
Jeff Hempen, Connor, or Mike Davis, full PPR?
I go Davis, safer, sturdier. I mean, Connor's first game back. We don't know what he's going to look like. And they throw it so much more than they run it at this point anyways. The Steelers do. So give me Davis, especially PPR with no DJ Moore. Maybe a little bit of targets go his way now too.
Brian Fitz. Hey, boys, have a glorious Sunday. Let's do this. I have to win, so I have to sit one receiver and a running back, full PPR. Amari, Higgins, Ayuk, Judy, and then Jacobs, Rojo, Drake, Gallman.
Man, so you have to sit one receiver and one running back. Okay, so I'm sitting Judy. Not a big fan of Judy. And I don't love Higgins with, Brandon Allen at quarterback, but Dallas, if there's one spot for these receivers to get it done, it would be there. I don't trust Judy at all. Luck just doesn't look his way. What was the tweet last week? Like, thanks for the conditioning or something?
Yeah, he's like, had a nice run in tonight.
Yeah, great. Like, he just ran all over the field, got no looks. And I don't makes no sense because he's so fucking good. Like, I wish he was getting used. I wish he had a better quarterback. But to me, he's the easy bench. Amari and Ayuk are the locks, at least. Higgins is a little nerve-wracking because of the hammy too, but I don't like Judy at all. And then between those running backs, I'm benching Jacobs, especially with the news that Fournette's out. It might have been a little closer, but I love the other 3. Gallman's been as steady as I can't believe it either. Like, where's this Gallman been? He looks good though. Like, he's ripping off chunk after chunk. Drake's obviously, as we just talked about, scoring touchdowns, and then Rojo is in a blow-up spot. So to me, it's an easy bench. You bench Judy and you bench Jacobs.
Trade Saquon. Get out of there.
I know, right? Yeah, future Gallman. Imagine if they could trade him to, like, where would be the perfect spot for Saquon? I know we don't have time to speculate here, but fuck. I'm now trying to think of like where he, like Houston with Deshaun.
Houston, like we always say.
Steelers. Like, imagine him with the Steelers. Get rid of Connor. Oh God.
Scotty Brooks, need 2 between Big Ben, Cousins, and Watson.
Ooh, the 2 QB league.
I think bench
Watson. Like, it's crazy. But who's he going to throw to? Like, the one thing that could work out for Watson today is he's already tweeted a couple times about, like, I don't know why the Bears passed on me, or like he's like retweeted people questioning it, like kind of like subtle little hints, like fuck these guys. So he does have that added motivation, and that is real. Like, it's not like I'm looking for a narrative street. That stuff does typically play out. Just a matter of who is he going to use to prove them wrong today. Kiki Cutie's is number 1, and he's banged up. Like, it's not a great weapons cabinet that he's throwing to, Scotty Brooks. I think I bench Watson of these guys. Cousins has been on fire, and I think they're going to have to shoot out today. Big Ben, I think that game's going to come down to the wire tonight with a lot of points being scored back and forth. I'm benching Watson, as crazy as that is. Let me know what you decide. Like, I totally understand if you roll Watson, he's your boy. I mean, he's been cooking all year, especially lately. I bench Watson. I think you agreed with that, right, CJ?
Yeah, that's my gut instinct.
Oh, man. That's nerve-wracking, but Scotty Brooks, consider benching Watson there. And Wolfpack, if you don't mind giving us that thumbs up button, it would be greatly appreciated. We're at 25 now. We want to hit that 40 likes. We've gone back-to-back weeks with it. It helps us get out to more people, answer more questions. So consider doing that, and consider checking out rotostreetjournal.com/support 2020. We don't bring out the testimonials until the playoffs because we don't deserve it if we can't get you there. But once you've hit it, if we've helped your journey at all, it would be so greatly appreciated to consider sending something in written, video. I mean, if you send in videos and audios, even bonus, because then we can show it like in our pitch deck, all that good stuff. It is really, really, really going to get to, used. So we would greatly appreciate it if you're willing to help us in that sense. I know I'm going to keep plugging it throughout the show. I'm a little slut like that, but it does help us out so much.
Jeremiah Perkins, rock and roll fellas. Happy Sunday. Feels like a weekly dilemma anymore, but should I ride with either Kyler or Taysom this week?
Oh, man. That's brutal because Kyler's shoulder injury, since it happened, he has not been running nearly as much. And that's what was making him like a megastar, a fantasy megastar that you couldn't bench. And he gets the Giants today, not the hardest of matchups. I mean, Bradbury's legit.
I don't know. They have a tough defense.
They are.
They don't have the names, but they're doing something down there.
They play good ball. I mean, Taysom Hill's been the QB3 since he took over as the starter. He's safer than Kyler. Let's put it that way, Jeremiah. I'm at the point where I would never, in the playoffs, I ride my guys that got me there. And Kyler, for all his struggles, has gotten you there. Benching him at this point would probably send a bad message to your squad, some bad vibes. I don't know if I can get on board with that. Taysom is definitely safer, though. If you're like the heavy favorite and you just want some sure 15 to 20 points, he's the guy. But I'm going to keep with Kyler. I cannot bench Kyler at this stage of the playoffs. Oh, my man, India, what do we got?
Boys, I'm rattled with Gaskin out, as we all are. I have to roll out Miles Sanders again. Are you confident playing Claypool over Chark, given the low snap count last week? Which that was weirdly alarming.
That was alarming. D&D, I know you texted me this right as I was getting everything ready. I apologize for not getting you back. I think I still go Claypool. It was very – I don't know, though. That is alarming. But, like, Chark – do you really want somebody attached to Glennon in your playoffs? Like,
yeah, that's true.
It's terrifying. You know, Claypool needs one big play, and the Bills secondary is like good at first. You know, Tre'Davious White, obviously one of the better ones in the league, but with Claypool being the third or fourth option at this point, who fucking knows? He's going to draw weak coverage, and I think he bounces back. Maybe they, keep it under wraps. I don't know why. Certainly, look at what happened to them. They lost. Like, they fucking blew it by not featuring one of their most explosive talents. I hope they've absolutely started to feature Claypool this week. I'm going to bet on Claypool. He's been so good all year. I know that was scary. I'm betting on Claypool.
Fraser Mack, good morning, guys. Should I flex Zeke, T.Y., or McLaurin?
I think I'm going to go Zeke here. It's Terry it's almost always the lock, but since Smith took over, he's been like, and people are, Terry's the lock, is some people are responding here. I love that, and keep responding to each other. I love that shit. I think it might be Zeke, though. Cincy matchup, I don't know if it's full PPR or not. I don't know if it makes that much of a difference to me. I like the Cincy matchup. I think he's going to score about 18 points, whereas Terry's just been so meh without Smith. I don't know if he's even scored a touchdown in the last 4 or 5 weeks with Smith. I don't think he has. He did it against the Giants, their first game together, and he's done nothing since. So that makes me nervous. I don't know. Oh, it's tough. But yeah, I'm going to go Zeke. Do you disagree with me, CJ? What do you think?
I feel like he's the safer play of the three. Hilton, no, out of these three.
Right.
I think I would go Zeke, and just how many touches he'll get over McLaurin. Even though did you see Washington's social media team put out Terry McLaurin's a must start this week?
I saw that. I didn't even read it. Did you read why? Did you read the reason?
It was just I think the title was bounce back or something.
Yeah, and he could, but I don't know. I'm going in on Zeke there. Hell yeah. Thank you, Scotty Brooks. Appreciate you sending that testimonial. Anybody else willing to? RoseStreetJournal.com/support2020.
Giuseppe, pick 2 half PPR running back in a flex. Gurley, Gio, Hunt, Washington, or Gage, and then Gage or Crowder.
I'm definitely going Gio. I like Gio a decent amount here against Dallas. I hate the Cincy offense, but come on, against Dallas, anybody can get it done. So I go Gio, and then it gets pretty ugly from there. Maybe Gurley, and you hope for the touchdowns. Hunt gets Baltimore, not a great matchup.
Yeah.
Washington could be in line for some serious volume, and we do know when he got volume last year, he scored 18 points, but I could see that game getting out of hand, and then I don't know. I don't want Washington with my season on the line. I think Gurley finds the end zone today. I feel okay about Gurley. For the receivers, Crowder's by far the better play, but he might be out. Is the Falcons game at 1?
I think it's just pick 1 running back and 1 flex.
Well, it says pick 1. Oh, so 1. Okay, 1 rag and a flex. Okay, so I'm going to go Gio, and then I'm going to go Crowder. But what time do the Falcons play? Because if Crowder doesn't play, then obviously you get kind of screwed. I guess you could.
Falcons are on at 4:25.
Okay, so we have some time. So let's go Crowder for now. If he's sitting, then I think you can go Gurley. That's kind of how I'd play this one, Giuseppe. Yeah. So get Gio on in. I like Gio today. And then I think I lean Crowder, but if he's out, Gurley's not a bad fallback there. Right there. Up to 30 legs. Let's hit that 40, Wolfpack. Love it. Thank you, guys.
Giuseppe, Washington or Tennessee?
Defense. Probably Tennessee against the Jags. Mike Glennon. It's a bad defense, but I think that's where I lean. Yeah.
Kevin Deegan, Wolf got AB in right now. Should I start Devo or Juju over him? Feeling a big game from Antonio Brown. I do too. I like him too.
That's a great question. I'm feeling a big game from AB too. I am. I think I have Debo just like a spot or two ahead of him. But if you in the gut are like, yeah, I'm feeling AB, then go with it. Like, trust your gut. Always fall and die on your own sword. Because I also feel a big game. I just also love Debo. But man, if you're feeling that AB train, I am too today. I have him in a lot of DraftKings. I'm feeling like they're going to jam it to him a lot today.
Giuseppe, Claypool, Evans, Ayuk, or Gio, pick 2.
A lot of interesting options here. Oh, man. I think I'm going to go Evans and Ayuk, especially with the PPR. I like Gio, as we talked about. He's safer, too, with more guaranteed volume. But are you that safe when you're in the Bengals offense? Not really. I'm going to go Evans and Ayuk. I like that Vikings matchup. So, yeah, I'm going to go Evans there. There we are. Now we're back. I had the wheel left for a second. Oh.
Yeah, Beard.
We're back.
All right.
We're back, right?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
All right.
I don't know if I couldn't hear anything you answered, so I don't know if what was it, Evans and Ayuk?
Yeah. So for this one, just to make sure, in case that little glitch messed up on you, Giuseppe, I'm going to go Evans and Ayuk. Gio is really intriguing today too, but I love both those receivers, so that's where I'm leaning today, brother.
Sarah Riley, half PPR, need one receiver and one flex. Jefferson, Mike Thomas, Anderson, or Swift?
I am gonna lean Jefferson is my favorite here. And this Sarah asks this one every week, and every week I'm like, God damn, like they're all great options, Sarah. Especially with DJ Moore missing time, that makes Anderson that much more intriguing. Now that Swift is gonna play, like it makes him a great option against the easy run D. I feel like Thomas has been getting pretty good love from Taysom Hill. I think I'm gonna go Jefferson and Mike. But it's tough. It is a very tough question here. I have Mike Thomas 15 and Robbie Anderson 16. So I mean, like, that's as close as you can be. And then Swift's my running back like 17. He's a great play. Jefferson's the only lock here. Do you have a strong feeling about any of the other three, CJ?
Strong feeling, no. Jefferson is obviously the lock, and then I think PPR. I kind of want to say Robbie, but he has been kind of whatever himself. I would be safe, I guess, and go Mike Thomas.
Yeah, we're going Jefferson. We're going Thomas. Reward your first round pick. Make your first round pick earn that draft capital today. I love it. Let me just polish off this awesome and delicious Old Planners and Crave collaboration again. If you haven't tried this one and you're a local and you like stouts, unbelievable stuff. Crave and Old Planners, two great collaborations there. Now let's get back to the questions here.
Wow, right on. Nice segue.
Great comment. Perfectly queued up. A nice stout. And if you like stouts, David Campanelli, I know you're not from this area, but this is one of the best stouts I've ever had.
Kevin Deegan, also AB in another league over Hunt in Hollywood. Yes.
Yes, for me. Yep. I feel good about that one for sure.
Steph Prague and PPR need a running back. Sanders, Duke, or Washington?
Sanders is tough because I've gotten a million questions about him, and I feel like I'm always like, yeah, just keep riding your stud, but he hasn't been a stud at all. He's been like 4 points. I think this week with a little more read option, a little bit more intrigue at quarterback, I ride it out and I just see what happens and pray for the best. Duke is, as soon as you think you can trust him, he gets you 5 points and he's a piece of shit. Washington, he's in line for 14-ish touches. We've seen that mean nothing for guys like Booker, these backup running backs. Like volume is volume until you suck, and it doesn't matter. So I'm going to go Sanders here and hope for the best, Steph. Best of luck. That's a tough call. Sanders, I've got a lot of questions about him, and I feel gross, but I feel like I keep going him.
Albert Miner, Zeke, or James Conner?
I'm going to go Zeke there. Definitely feel strong about Zeke for a Cincy over Conner returning.
Albert again, Tannehill or Josh Allen?
Ooh, that's a tricky one. The matchup is obviously so much easier for Tannehill, but is this one where it works like against him because it's too easy and Derrick Henry just steamrolls? I think I go with Josh Allen. I mean, Steelers, it's tough, but big game, tons on the line. Like that starts to throw out the matchup for me a little bit, and it matters more about just like the game flow. And I think that game has a better chance of staying competitive and keeping Josh Allen slinging as compared to Tannehill. Tannehill could go up for 40 today and just go berserk against the Jags as well if it's more of a Tannehill day. So that's tough. Am I crazy to go Josh Allen over Tannehill, CJ?
No, I like that. I'd probably go with Josh Allen.
And I will say, based on my rankings, I have Josh Allen 8, Tannehill 9. I'm also 5 spots lower than the ECR on Tannehill. He's like the average ranked QB4 this week. So people love him. He's not my play personally. And Wolfpack, again, just chucking it out there. But if you are willing to give this a thumbs up, we're at 33. We're almost at that 40 mark that we've crushed in back-to-back weeks, which means the world. And again, if we've helped you out, feel free to wait today, see if we get the call right for you in your playoffs. But check out rotostreetjournal.com/support2020 if you are willing to share a testimonial or even consider giving us a tip for this season. It would be so greatly appreciated. Your kind words will really help us as we put together our pitch deck and all that good stuff for this offseason. We are at Giuseppe.
Ingram or Logan Thomas?
I am leaning Ingram. He's been pretty solid, and Daniel Jones is back today, so I feel good about Ingram.
Kevin Deegan got Zeke and Eckler at running back, Lockett and A.J. Brown at receiver. Should he start Godwin and Terry over Jacobs or Swift?
I'd start Godwin over both those guys. Yeah, I feel good about Godwin over both Jacobs and Swift. If you're looking for two options, I would probably go Godwin and Swift personally. But if you just need one, Godwin's my favorite of all those guys. A lot of good options, Deegs. Well done. Good constructed team there.
Skeet Shooter, Aikens. Do you like Aikens at 2,900?
Oh, I'm all in it. I love it.
Yeah, he's Rothman's, I think, every single one of my lives.
What's going to screw me is I had either him or Kmet like mixed in, and I had half Kmet, half Aikens. And then as soon as Cooks was ruled out, I took out all my Kmets. So Cole Kmet at 2,900 is going to be the one that blows up. But I love it. I think Aikens has a great script. I wonder how highly owned he's going to be. Like, I wonder if that's going to become a little chalky because of how great the setup is. But I lean Aikens. I love that play. Absolutely.
TC, Brashad Perriman or DeAndre Washington at this point?
I wish I knew Crowder's status. They haven't said anything, right, CJ? Like, I know it's at till 4:00, so I doubt we'll get anything.
I haven't seen anything.
But I kind of like Perriman. Like, one, he's going to be the number 2 at worst because Mims is going to be out today. So that's already a good spot, the number 2 against Seattle when you're going to need to chuck. But then there's also the upside. He's the number 1 and just gets peppered. And he's also only 3,900 on DraftKings, which I love too. So I'm going to go Perriman here. I don't have a ton of faith in DeAndre Washington. I know I've got a lot of questions about him, and most of the time I'm leaning to sit. So I apologize in advance if Washington blows up for everybody. I have cold feet after, and we said to bench Booker. We weren't all that into him a few weeks ago. Brian Hill, we were like 5 or 6 lower on the ECR. Like, I like backups getting volume, but not when they're nothing that special. And Washington's okay, but like, I don't know. I like Perriman's upside a lot more. That's where I'm leaning.
Jose Vega, Kiki or Juju, full PPR?
That's a good one. I lean Kiki as the lone guy standing there. The risk is he's questionable, so if something flares up, that blows. But I think the number 1 of Deshaun Watson is more valuable than this, Juju in the mix of this whole kind of shitstorm where only Deontay Johnson's really consistent there.
Aaron, VC9, I need one of CD, Chad Hansen, Hollywood, Edmonds, Pittman, or Gabriel Davis.
Oh, man, a lot of Hail Marys here, Aaron. I'm going to lean on Pittman here. I do actually like the Chad Hansen call, like, just given that he's now the number 2 for them, and he ran the more routes than QD a couple weeks ago when QD blew up. So I like that you're tossing his name out there, but I don't think I would probably go Pittman. Now, Hollywood is in a good spot too. I think Denzel Ward's going to be out again for the Browns, which puts Hollywood in a good spot. 2 back-to-back solid games. I still like Pittman, though. Even when he hasn't blown up, he's seeing a steady stream of like 8 to 9 targets, and the Raiders are a good spot. I like Pittman. Do you think that's nuts, CJ? I mean, CD's not even worth, like, we shouldn't just dismiss him either.
I was going to say, I feel like I like CD. He was getting peppered early on last week. Yeah, I feel like I'd go CD over Pittman.
And you got the Dalton revenge narrative too, right? Dalton against Cincinnati. Who doesn't love a red rifle revenge? Oh, man. That's going to be the $1 million winner right there, the red rifle revenge.
They fucked him over too pretty hard.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And then what's also crazy too is Gabriel Davis, like he's got over 15 points in back-to-back weeks. He's been a top 30 receiver since John Brown went down in back-to-back weeks. So he's also, it's one of those things where all these options kind of look gross on the surface, but they all have their narratives, Aaron. So you got to really trust your gut on this one. I lean Pittman. I know CJ liked CD and he laid out a good case for him. And we've laid out all the cases. Edmonds is really the only one I don't like here. I go Pittman. It's a tough call, though. That's a really, really hard call. They all have their own stories that could blow up. So you just got to trust your gut. I'm going to go Pittman for you.
So we do not have a legitimate update, but Rich Samini, who's the Jets beat reporter for ESPN, said that Crowder is questionable. Obviously, didn't practice on Friday. Usually not a good sign. And then he said Crowder could be used as he could dress as an emergency receiver, as a Clyde Edwards-Helaire of last week.
Oh, man. I don't want anything to do with that, man. Like, that's hideous. Shit, I'm going to adjust my rankings. I'm going to bump Crowder down. I'm like plus 10 on him on the ECR. If that's the case, like, he might be out, and if he's in, he could be a decoy, a little scarecrow action. I don't want anything to do with that. So I feel better about Perriman. If I've told you Crowder on this show, because I will admit I was very high on Crowder coming into the week. If I told you Crowder, I don't want him right now. That's scary. Thank you, CJ. That's an important update.
Yeah, I mean, it is. This isn't like rock solid information, but he said Jameson Crowder's questionable. He didn't practice on Friday. Usually not a good sign. The Jets have roster flexibility, so maybe he dresses as an emergency receiver.
Oh, God. That's sickening. That's scary. It's not something I want to put my faith in. So fuck. Well, good. Thank you for that update. I would have a hard time putting Crowder in today. Given that news, fuck. Alrighty. DJ Johnson.
PPR receiver in a flex, Landry Cote, Shepard, Gabe Davis, Samuel Dobbins. Another
great round of good options here. I think Kiki is probably my top option, given the number one status for Deshaun Watson. But again, that's what if they just put double coverage on Kiki Cutie? Like he's about to handle double coverage. Man. But I do have him the highest of the receivers. So I think I'm going to go him. And I don't want Dobbins. I can't trust him right now. Landry's been absolutely cooking, but he's also had the right matchups to cook. So this is tough. This is freaking tough. I don't know. Like what? I probably go Landry Cutie here. I mean, you know what? I like Samuel though. I do like Samuel. I didn't even realize he was one of the options here. I think he might even be like my sneaky favorite option here. I'm going to go Samuel Cutie, and I feel pretty decent about it. Now that I saw Samuel, I like Samuel Cutie. What do you think, CJ, of these tough options?
Yeah, I feel like Samuel is locked in, I guess. And then it is between Landry and Cutie. Let's go Cutie.
Yeah. I mean, Landry's been really good. So if you don't want to bench him, I totally understand. But I like going Landry. I just noticed in my earlier rankings, I had TY above Pittman. I know I've been recommending Pittman, so I just adjusted that as well. Tough freaking week here. Man, some tough calls for you guys. But yeah, I'm going to go Samuel Cutie there, DJ Johnson. I like that.
Fournette's a healthy scratch today.
Yeah, we just covered that one. If any other news comes in, let us know.
Russ Kaiser, Josh Allen, or Watson?
What's up, Russ? I'm going Allen. Yeah, it's Allen, especially with no Cooks. It was probably Allen anyways, but especially no Cooks. It's definitely Allen.
Vega, Rojo, Gio, Hines, Rojo.
Yeah, it's Rojo. Easy one. My top 11 running back for me this week, whereas the other guys are like fringe top 20s. So, yeah, I'm going him.
Vega, so one of these quarterbacks, Stafford, Ryan, Cousins. Ryan without Julio?
I think I'm going Ryan without Julio. Yep. This would have been like impossible if Julio was playing, but without Julio, that makes it pretty easy. He hasn't been above the quarterback 25, maybe only one time without Julio. I don't want to bank on that.
Seppi, Gurley, or Gio, full PPR?
Gio, especially full PPR, catches more work, should be a featured back against Dallas. Always value in featured backs against Dallas.
DJ Johnson, half PPR, flex, Shep, AB, Samuel, Moss, Davis.
We only can start one. That's tough.
I think AB. I'm really liking AB this week.
I love AB this week. It would be AB, and if not him, Samuel, if you're feeling queasy about AB. But yeah, I have AB a spot ahead of Samuel in my rankings. I'm feeling pretty good about him.
They're coming off a bye. They had a bunch of sleepovers this week, doing weird things together. Him and Brady.
Yeah, exactly. They probably like slept together in the same bed. Giselle's like on the couch while AB and Tom holds AB.
David Glass, number
Who's
one.
the big spoon, CJay? AB or Brady? Who's the big spoon?
Oh, AB's dominant. It's definitely AB.
AB's the big spoon just holding Brady.
Yeah.
I love
David
it.
Glass, number one seed in overall best record, no bye league. Standard running back, bench one of these guys. Gio, Mike Davis, Mostert.
I think I'm benching Mostert. I don't trust the guy right now. Washington's a tough D-line. Yeah, he only needs one play to spring like a big 70-yard run. When you bench him is when you're going to get it. I don't know. I love Davis. He's always a nice source of 10 to 15, like nice and safe. Gio, I love against Dallas. Mostert, again, I cited this earlier, and this is more so to make the case for Jeff Wilson earlier, but it's also the case against Mostert. Wilson played more snaps, more targets, 5-1, more rushing yards on 2 less carries, and he's more goal line involved. Again, Shanahan's impossible to peg down, but that's also a reason why you should be nervous about Mostert. And he said, I don't know if you saw the quote, CJay, he was complaining about his ankle all week. He said, like, my high ankle.
Like the rest of the season is going to hurt him.
And what if that's something like that saps him away from those like huge 70-yard runs? I don't like Mostert right now. Give me Davis, give me Gio. That's where I'm leaning.
Marco Escobar, Myles Gaskin broke my heart just like Gibson did. Would you guys start DeAndre Washington or roll with Booby Sanders?
That is tough. Yeah, a couple heartbreaks in a week, Marco. 2 really steady guys just removed. I would probably roll with Booby. I'm going to go Miles Sanders here. Washington is sure safe bet for volume, but I keep wanting reiterating that has not panned out for other running backs, and we were low on those guys, and I think it helped people out saying don't trust the volume bet here. And that's what I'm thinking with Washington, especially because he was limited. It's one thing if he practiced full all week and like, okay, at least we know this guy's got a clean bill of health. Like he hasn't even practiced in full. Like who knows if he's going to be able to sustain more than 15 carries. Like go Miles Sanders. Just go with your stud. Let's hope it pans out, Marco.
Steven Hernandez, good morning. Mike Thomas or AB or Mostert or Gallman?
I'm going to go kind of like Gallman the most, honestly.
Yeah, I was going to say it's probably the safest.
Imagine if I told you in August you'd be starting Wayne Gallman over Mike Thomas. Oh, my God. What fucking world do we live in? Thomas is definitely my second option here, but I like Gallman. He has not given you any reason to bench him, Steven. I keep riding that train.
Albert Miner, Mark Andrews, Tunyon, or Hunter Henry?
I love Andrews this week. I think Cleveland, the second most points to tight ends. I think it's a smash week for Mark Andrews. We're getting those like double touchdown days for him. So let that one rip, in my opinion.
Ben Thompson, Gesicki or Logan Thomas, half PPR?
I like Gaskin. They're going to need to chuck against Kansas City, and he's gotten it done now with Tua in a couple weeks in a row. So whereas like Parker is so clearly dependent on Tua, I think Gesicki might be a little bit more QB proof. And Logan Thomas has been a real baller, but like the 49ers are one of the best teams against tight ends. So I'm going to go Gesicki. It's real close, but I'm going to lean Gesicki there.
Ryan Roberts, Taysom or Rivers, and then Kiki or Perriman?
Great question, Ryan. I like Taysom more than Rivers. Again, the quarterback 3 since he took over as a starter. I don't think he's been under 20 points yet. That's just how much of an edge a Russian quarterback is, especially because he can throw it pretty well too. And then Kiki or Perriman, you got to go the number 1 there. It's Kiki, even though Perriman, like if Crowder is
like the number 1 now.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like that doesn't work quite as well anymore. And he's the number 1 in an easier matchup. So it's like, okay, this is a bit more of a question. You're right. I still go Kiki just because the quarterback quality is that much higher, so much higher. So yeah, give me Kiki. But Perriman is a great option this week if and when Crowder sits or is a decoy.
David Glass, standard flex, AJ Brown or Jefferson?
Great options. I'm going to go Jefferson. I can't bench Jefferson the way he's rolling right now. So that's where I'm leaning. I just lost my place. Oh, we do have a shitload of questions that way. Yeah, up to Giuseppe. We'll pack it out. We've hit the 12:30 hour. If you don't mind giving us that thumbs up, we're about 6 away from hitting that 40 mark back-to-back weeks on Facebook, which is, again, so appreciated. Helps us get out to more people. Shares, of course, do the same. Retweets, hearts, all that good stuff. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, wherever you're watching. It is so greatly appreciated. If you do and are willing to check out, as you see on the bottom line there, rotostreetjournal.com/support2020. If we've helped you out at all, your testimonials, we're collecting them to put together in a pitch deck, audio, video, written, whatever way you want to support is so greatly appreciated. And of course, if we're earned a tip, not expected, but would be so appreciated as well as we aim to take this thing to the next level in 2021. So we left off with Jonnu or Hurst, right?
Yep. Jonnu or Hurst for Giuseppe.
I'm going to go Jonnu. The touchdown upside against the Jags is just so high. So give me Jonnu there. I like that one.
Ben Thompson, DeAndre Washington, T. Higgins, Lazard, Pittman. Pick one of these. Half PPR.
This might be where I go DeAndre. Like I haven't seen a question where I wanted to go DeAndre. I think this is one where the volume is the smarter play because all these other guys are pretty boom or bust. Pittman would be my close second if you want to ride that, but he just hasn't kind of emerged the way I was really expecting down the stretch. So give me DeAndre for the volume here.
Geckel, Jacobs over CEH.
I'm not used to Geckel without the picture of the tree that looked like a bush. Jacobs over CEH. I think so because CEH is an asshole, but I don't feel great about Jacobs either, Geck. The Indy matchup is not an easy one, especially when everybody's fully healthy, which they are right now. So yes, but it's not like a enthusiastic woo. Like it's like, okay, go, but I don't feel great. Is this the week like CEH breaks out of the funk, do you think?
He had 2 touchdowns like 2 weeks ago, didn't he? Before this tummy pain that he had.
Yeah, weird tummy pain that held him on the sideline all fucking game. I go Jacobs, I think.
I think I go CEH.
Part of me feels like this could be like a decent CEH week. Like, has there been any word like he's feeling better and he's going to be the featured guy? Have we seen it?
I don't think he missed any practice. I'm not sure.
Okay? There's a blurb on him here. Let me just see what this says. Edwards is expected to play Sunday. It doesn't say anything though, like about whether it's going to be in a big role, a small role. Oh God.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything on.
Yeah, if you see anything, let us know. If I saw an endorsement like CEH is the locked-in starter and he's back to his usual load.
He practiced in full this week.
Okay. Then he's probably due for his full load. I'm going to bump him up a little bit. I'm feeling CEH this week just a little bit more than I have been. I think he finds the end zone and a better bet for that than Jacobs. So I'm going to go CEH.
Jumpin' Joe, I'm choosing between T. Higgins and DeAndre Washington at the flex. What do you think?
I think I'm going to go D-Wash. I like the Cowboys matchup, but Higgins has been limited all week in practice. I don't know how serious that hammy is. I'm going to go DeAndre there.
Tom sick. Drake or Gio? Full.
I like Drake. Drake is impossible to bench at this point, the way he's been rolling these last few weeks.
Geckel flex. AB, CEH, or Crowder?
Let's go AB. Let's avoid the CEH headache. Let's avoid the Crowder headache. Let's get AB into the end zone today. I like it, Geckel. Let's go AB.
Seamus, hey boys, hey, I think I'm going to go unless you think I play Gurley over Chark in the flex. I think I'm good to go.
Would you play Chark over Gurley?
I
don't know. That's a tough one.
He was texting me about this. Gurley, I mean, I guess is better touchdown upside, but Chark because with Glennon
against Tennessee comeback mode. I don't know if I like Chark with Glennon though. He hasn't shown much. Yeah. I think I prefer Gurley here, Seamus. I will say who've been some of our favorite streamers. I like Perriman more than both guys. Let's put it that way. Let me make sure my rankings reflect that. Perriman. I mean, Chark is a decent option against Tennessee, but like he just has not been getting it done with Glennon, so he makes me fucking nervous as all hell. I don't have Perriman ahead of Chark, but I think I'm too high on Chark when I look at my rankings here. So I'm going to bump him down 7. Too high on Chark. I haven't seen him get done with Glennon. I don't trust it yet. So I'm going to go Gurley, maybe Perriman if he's there. I go Gurley over Chark personally, Seamus. I think he's going to find the end zone today.
Tunes, Herbert, Tannehill, and he has A.J. Brown, Eckler, Milano.
So you got a stack either way, Tunes. I'm going to go Herbert. I love the Atlanta matchup. It wouldn't even be a question if this was like 3 weeks ago. Herbert might be like your number 1 quarterback of the week. Yeah, he sucked last week. He blew it for me in 2 fucking leagues, but I'd go back to him. Tannehill's safer, but again, it could just be the fucking like Derrick Henry freight train 300-yard day, and then Tannehill's just like a meh play if that happens.
Eric Smith, start Goddard, Fant, or Akins?
Akins might be my favorite stream of the week, but I lean Goddard of this list. I just keep riding the guy that's been getting it done. The new quarterback's a concern, no doubt about it, but he's been so good. You got to imagine Goddard's a big part of this game plan.
Seamus, regardless of any outcome, wouldn't be here many years in a row without your guidance.
You're a stud, Seamus. You don't give yourself enough credit. You're a great Wolf. Even though we have helped you, you're a great fantasy player, my friend.
Tunes, Mike Davis, CEH, Parker, Aguilar, Colin Johnson, AP, full PPR, pick 2.
Good, interesting options here. I'm probably gonna go Davis. Yeah, Davis and Clyde is where I'm leaning. I don't like Parker. Aguilar's too boom or bust. Colin Johnson, intriguing, but more so as like a punt DraftKings play. And AP, touchdown upside, but Swift is bad. Ooh, you falling over there, CJ? What do we?
I have the laptop up a little bit on the stilts.
Gotcha.
Kyle Thunberg, receiver 3 spot. Ayuk or Parker?
Ayuk for me. I'm going to roll Ayuk there. Looks like we have I'll hit the rapid fire in about 10 minutes because it does look like we have a fucking shitload to hit. Oh, my good Lord. I love it, Wolfpack, but I want to make sure I get to all of you guys.
All right, Steven Hernandez, Mike Thomas, or Mostert, or AB, or Gallman. Pick one.
I'm going to go Gallman there. I think we answered that one earlier, Steven. Gallman's the safest, but Thomas, if you want to roll him, is my next best option.
Dom Vivolo. Actually, check out his article he's been crushing it with the props. Which Jonathan Taylor is going to show up this week?
I think a great Jonathan Taylor. I have him locked in on all my DraftKings, all my seasonal lineups if I own him. My 9th ranked running back of the week. We've gotten back-to-back 20-point days whenever he's been active. He had that COVID little scare, but I love Jonathan Taylor. Raiders, cakewalk matchup. This could be the week that we've gotten 20. Like we could get like a 25, 30-point day coming up soon enough. So yeah, give me Jonathan Taylor. Love him this week.
Band of Enter, pick 2 for the PPR flex. AB, Dobbins, Washington, Sanders, Hunt, Sharp, Barber.
A lot of options. I like AB the most, and I think I just go Sanders and hope for the best here. That maybe Jalen Hurts really sparks this, and the read option gets Sanders going again because he's still a great player. It's just been Carson Wentz tanking everybody there.
Are you trusting Watson without Cooks?
Not a ton. I mean, it depends who your other option is, but he's my quarterback 14, so there's 13 guys I'd rather have in my lineup. It's a matter of are they available or not, Jeremy. So let me know what your other option might be. But I don't love going with Watson this week, no.
Dylan Viagra, Swift or CEH, half to go.
I'm going Swift. I know both are risks, but I like Swift's matchup in a risk. So give me him.
Giuseppe, Landry, or Pittman, full PPR?
Give me Landry. Let's stick with the guy getting it done. Absolutely, Landry.
Connor Leahy, Perriman over Pittman if Crowder is out?
I think so. Yep. And if Crowder's like a decoy as well, I'm going to go Perriman. And Leahy, I know you had running back questions. I don't have your phone number. I got to get your fucking number. Consider Deandre Washington. I know I've said like I don't love him, but I remember your option was like, I forget, it was like Singletary maybe or something fucking horrible. So if you can check your league, see if Deandre Washington's out there, as well as Jeff Wilson, who I know you scooped yesterday. I like too, but I'd rather have Washington if he's there.
Robert Moreno, I'm not 100% Jacobs over Duke and Frank Gore. Those are my only 2 options besides Jacobs, unless I go for Washington.
I mean, the tough part of this is we don't know if Jacobs isn't going to play. And I think, are they later? What time is Jacobs?
I think they're 4.
They're 4. Yeah. So you'd have to get Duke in now. Frank Gore is not in this question. I don't want to touch Frank Gore. And Washington, like Jacobs in a vacuum is the best options here. But are they 4:00? Did you check that, CJ?
Which one?
The Colts and Raiders. No, yeah,
it's in Vegas.
It's 4.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you'd have to go Duke early, and I think I might just go Duke just in case Jacobs doesn't play. And again, a tough matchup. I probably go Duke. I don't love any of these guys, not gonna lie, but I'm gonna go Duke here, Robert.
Okay, Paso Lobo for flex, Duke or T.Y. Hilton?
Tomas from Panama. Love to see you, brother. I'm going to go T.Y. He's riding it. Duke is a good bet for touches this week, though. He really is with everybody hurt there. And is it – he doesn't say if it's PPR. I think I go Duke. I think I go Duke for the sure volume this week.
S. Marsh, PPR, Coop, or Robbie Anderson?
We go Robbie A. Like that matchup for the guy this week with no DJ Moore.
Anthony Acosta, Mike Davis, or Jacobs?
Mike Davis for me. I'm worried about Jacobs for sure. Give me Mike Davis.
The Todd Father. Hey, fellas, that is all. What's up?
Mr. Roos, good to see you.
Cassie Conley, Taysom Hill or Tannehill?
Tannehill for me. I know we've talked about the risk with him potentially just, 40, a 200-yard Henry day. Very, very possible. But I think Tannehill has, 3 touchdown upside regardless of what happens. So I like Tannehill a little bit more than Taysom. I think it's like my 9 and 10, or like right neck and neck. But I go Tannehill here.
Anthony Acosta, Ridley or Jefferson?
Oof, how can you not have both? I go Ridley, but I think Jefferson's my 6 and Ridley's my 5. So, how do you not have them both in there?
Carlos is God. Good morning, fellas. Who should I flex? We should be asking you these questions. Terry McLaurin, Deontay Johnson, Gurley, or Mostert?
Very, very humble name here. Carlos is God. Why are you asking us? You know what's going to happen here, God. But I go Deontay Johnson. I love Deontay. He's a monster. Every time he's made it through a first quarter, he's gotten 10 or more targets. So I roll with him. Absolutely.
Campanelli, pick one of these full PPR, Zeke or Diggs?
Diggs. Especially full PPR, but it's close. But it's Diggs.
Jaguar, thanks for getting me this far, boys. Trying to win twice, then whip Katie's ass in the finals to bring home the trophy. Not seeing Jonnu in your tight end rankings.
Really? I thought that was updated. I thought I moved Firkser down and put Jonnu in. And I'll tell you exactly where he is. Jonnu, did I not add Jonnu back in? Fuck. Thank you, Billy Jiggs, for catching that. Jonnu Smith needs to be added here. I must have hit him. I must have X'd out of him by accident because I know I moved Firkser down and added him earlier in the week. Got another thing to update real quick. Wolfpack, I'll tell you, Jonnu Smith, Billy Jiggs ends up ranking. Good eyes there. I'm going to slide him in right at tight end 14, just above Jordan Akins and just below Logan Thomas, if that gives you a sense. I think his touchdown upside is extremely high today, but I think he's a big risk because he's also had plenty of goose eggs this season as well. So he is my tight end 15 for the week, just above Akins, just below Logan Thomas. Now let me make sure that gets published. All righty, it is published. There, let me just generate the code. Thank you, Wolfpack. Again, as I'm doing this, just to make sure the ranks are on the site for everybody in these last 20 minutes, because I know this is when a lot of people check them out. If you don't mind giving this that thumbs up, we're like 1 away from 40 for 3 straight weeks, which is awesome. You guys have interacted with us as much as you have. Thank you so much for all that help, helping us get out there to more people. Shares also do the trick. And of course, if you are willing to submit a testimonial, whether it's audio, video, or of course written, it's all equally loved. And you can go to rotostreetjournal.com/support2020. There is a little tip button at the bottom, not expected, not, required by any means. But if you think we deserve it, if we win you your matchup today or have in the past, and you're willing to shoot us a tip, then by all means, it is so greatly appreciated and welcomed. So thank you guys. And now the rankings are updated and we can rapid fire. Let me just see. We have a bunch here, CJ. So you know what? I might go rapid fire mode. If you see any news or anything that seems off, just let me know. But yeah, we got a fucking million here. So here we go, Wolfpack. Going rapid fire. Thanks again, Wolfpack, so much for being here. Let's get this. Millie C, non-PPR, Jacobs, Gordon. I sat Akers. Ooh, that's tough. I'm going to go Melvin Gordon, though. Definitely over Jacobs. Swamp Nola, half PPR, pick one, Aguilar, Pittman, Perriman. It's probably Perriman at this point with the news that Crowder's unhealthy, and if he plays, he could be a decoy. That scares the shit out of me. Makes Perriman that much more intriguing. Jay McCall, pick 3, Montgomery, Swift, Zeke, Connor, JT, or Dobbins. Thanks, guys. I'm going Montgomery, JT locked, and Zeke. Lock him on in, Jay McCall. Best of luck today. Thank you for using your manners. Pick 3, Gordon, Jacobs, Connor, Carson, non-PPR. Sat Akers. You're very emphasizing that you sat Akers this week, Millie C. You got to get over it. It's a tough sit, but you got to move on. Hopefully I didn't recommend you set him. I did have him in my top 20 RBs, so I was pretty high on him. But I was nervous too. I was skeptical. So if I had told you to sit him, I'm sorry. But Carson's my lock here. I love Gordon. And then I think I just go Connor tonight. I don't trust Jacobs in a tough matchup at all. What's up going on, Mitch Chavez? What's up? You're in the playoffs, CJ. Good luck. Wolf, good luck not getting trashed today. I don't know if I'm going to – there's no luck that can probably stop that on my first playoff-less day in a while. Jim Bob Cooter, legendary OC for the Detroit Lions. It is playoff time, baby. I love it. Claypool or Debo, does it change knowing my opponent has Deontay Johnson? I have Big Ben. No, it doesn't really change at all. I go Debo either way. Mackenzie Garrett Crawford, Tom Brady or Josh Allen? I'm going to go Brady today. I'm really high on Brady. This is a tough one, CJ. Brady versus Allen. I know I chucking a random one to you here.
You're loving Brady this week.
I'm so high.
Josh Allen's my guy, but I'll roll with you this week. You've talked.
Let's go Brady. I think that game shoots out, and I think Brady has a nice 3, maybe even 4 touchdown day for you. Tunyon or Kmet? I'm going to go Tunyon. I like Kmet, but Tunyon's been getting it done much longer than Kmet has this year. So let's go with the track record. Chark, 10, Washington versus KC. I'm going to go Washington for the sure looks. I just don't trust Chark. He hasn't gotten it done with Glennon yet. Glennon prefers Colin Johnson, whoever that guy is, his scout team buddy. So I don't trust Chark. Mike Keenan, Pittman, Higgins, Hansen in the flex. Pittman for me. Got effed on Julio and Gaskin. That sucks. I'm going to go Pittman and Jay Taylor versus A.J. Brown. Ooh, that's tough. I mean, why can't you put A.J. Brown in over Pittman? This must be 2 different leagues because obviously you're not considering any of those guys over Taylor or A.J. Brown. I love A.J. Brown this week, but I feel like I'd probably still go – I love Taylor this week, but I'd probably go A.J. Brown. I don't know. I'm going to go A.J. Brown there. Did you agree with A.J. Brown over Taylor? They're both great plays this week. I love them both.
They are. Yeah, let's go with A.J. Brown's explosion. 152 touchdowns.
Yeah, he could go just berserk against the Jags, as could Taylor against the Raiders, but you never know if Frank Reich's going to be a dick last minute, Mike Keenan. Thanks for giving me the balls to start Akers. Hey, you had him all along, Scott. We just helped him drop. That's it. Facing Henry, so you need all the help you get. Absolutely. You need the help you can get when you're facing Henry against the Jags. Good luck. I hope he doesn't give it to you too hard, but he's going to, Scott. So just kind of prepare yourself for it. Akers was a good way to prepare. Bars in the tuck. What's up, man? Morning. Lost Gibson, sat Akers, lost Gaskin. Oh, boy. Not a good spot, Bars. Washington. Oh, man. These guys over Akers, too. I guess you were sitting Akers for Gaskin, so that makes sense. But now we're in some tough shit here. I'm going to go Washington of these guys. I don't love it, but the rest of this is just crap. I mean, Pittman's a close second, but it's standard, and, he hasn't scored.
Gage has 25 targets the last 2 or 3 weeks, I think it is.
Does he? I don't trust Gage still. I don't know. You got Julio out, so maybe Gage plays well, but I'm going to go Washington and go for the touches here. I don't love it, Bars. Tater Tot, one of my favorite names on here. Pick 2 running backs and a receiver, then 1 flex non-PPR. Jesus. Swift, Gallman, Carson, Connor. Gallman and Carson are the lock running backs, so we got that taken care of. And Swift's probably the flex, but let's find out. Thomas for receiver. Metcalf. You never mentioned Metcalf. How's this even a fucking question? And then the flex, it's got to be – so it comes down to Swift versus Thomas, which a lot of questions I've had so far. I'm probably going to go Mike Thomas. Go with your first rounder over Swift for that one. That's where I'm leaning. So Metcalf, Gallman, Carson, and then Thomas. You're welcome, Jeremiah. Thank you for tuning in. Love having you guys. No, I asked on a previous live stream, but I want to double down. Tannehill or Taysom? I'm going to go Tannehill, Geck. That's where I'm leaning. I need Ron Cat, my kicker, to get higher than projections. Joey Sly or Chris Boswell? Probably Sly. You hope for the big 50-yarders and you want a boot. I like Sly a little more than Boswell, who's a lot more extra points and stuff. Mr. Munchies needs to sit one of Juju, Debo, Rojo, or Drake. I'm sitting Juju. Of those options, do I roll Cousins or Stafford? I like Stafford. I think they're going to have to play a lot of comeback mode. It's my 12 and 13, though. I mean, they're right neck and neck. So I go Stafford. It's really close, though. And Cousins has been the safer option. I think that game shoots out. So, they're both great plays, in my opinion. Stafford's probably, honestly, even riskier. So I might even go Cousins, if I need the safety. But you're benching Juju of those options for me, Mr. Munchies. Matthew Noto. Wolf, been asking this question all week, and you keep saying Crowder. Well, Crowder's not going to play now. So Matthew, or if he plays, he could be a decoy. I have switched up my rankings. I was so high on Crowder. I'm glad you caught me again, Matthew, because I'm going to go Ayuk significantly above Crowder at this point. So this is why you're a super fan. You come every day to see if anything changes by the end of the week. Matthew, you're a legend. Thank you. Gabriel, 49ers defense or Browns defense? You got the Browns against the Ravens. Don't love that. 49ers against Washington? Yeah, I like that. I'll go 49ers there. Cassie, Conley, Hilligus. Sit one, Chark, Antonio Brown, Cutie, Ridley. Chark. I'm sitting Chark. Yeah, I feel good about that too. Sitting Chark. Controversial. Ooh. Pick 3 to start Antonio Brown, Marquise Brown, Jarvis Landry, T.Y. So I'm benching 1. I think I'm benching Marquise despite the good Cleveland matchup. I'm so nervous about him this week. So I'm going to bench him. Claypool, Debo. Does it change knowing my opponent has No, you already asked that one, and I said Debo. Hilton, Lamb, Mike Williams, or flex 1. I'm going to go Mike Williams against Atlanta today. Yep, Rojo is going to be that RB1. I agree, Shady Ass. No Fournette, that's huge. Luke, help. Sanders, Ayuk, McKissick. I really like McKissick today. No Gibson. I'm going to go McKissick, then Ayuk, and then Sanders is the way I would rank those guys. McKenzie, Cole Beasley, Sterling Shepard, Pittman. I love Beasley. The Steelers are very susceptible to slot receivers, so I go Beasley. Hilton, Lamb, Mike Williams, flex 1. I just answered that. It's Mike Williams for me. Craig Sarno, cheers, boys. No question this week. Just a huge thank you. First round bye. Love to hear it, Craig. Hope everything's going well with the health. I know the last time we talked, you had some things going on, so I hope everything's good, Craig, with you. You got the first round bye, so life is good, right? With news of Crowder, should I play Gage? Yeah. Should I play Gage over Crowder? Perriman's the first option. But, yeah, I have a tough time trusting Crowder today now. Chad Hansen over Gage? I don't know. No. Chad Hansen, come on. Pick 3, non-PPR, Jacobs, Carson, Connor, Gordon. Benching Jacobs of that group, Millie C. Dalton or Ryan, first week of playoffs. I think I'm going to the revenge of the red rifle, my man Jeremiah. Let's get it. Austin, would you start McKissick over any of these? MT, Deontay, or Diggs? No, but I like McKissick, but those guys are all great. DeAndre Swift or Corey Davis? Going Corey Davis after last week. Tough to bench him. KH Flight, McLaurin, Connor, Kiki. Half PPR, pick 1. Boy. McLaurin, I think. I don't know. Do you have a strong lean in between McLaurin, Connor, or Kiki, CJ?
Yeah, I'm going with the talent. I'm going McLaurin.
Yeah, let's ride it out, my man. Which 2 running backs do I start? Kamara, Eckler, Gallman, or Ronald Jones? I'm going to go Eckler and Rojo versus – this is tough. These are great options, Jason. I think I'm going to go Ronald Jones over Kamara. I mean, that might be crazy, but no Fournette. I think it's a little safer today. Omar, what's up, brother? Mike Williams or Hollywood? I think I lean Mike. I mean, they're both big play receivers and great matchups. But Hollywood's been so up or down. So I'm going to go big Mike there. Ooh, 12:48. All right, we got to keep ripping. Cardinals or Titans D? Oh, Cardinals. Fuck defensive questions right now. Ravens or Panthers D? Fuck defensive questions. But I'm going to go Panthers against Denver. I actually really like them. Connor or Mostert? Connor for me. Marvin Jones Jr. or Ayuk? I'm going to go Ayuk, but, man, I like Marvin. I'm just worried about Jair today. Chark or Debo? Debo for sure for me. I don't trust Chark with Glennon. Fant or Henry? I love Henry against that Falcons defense, giving up the most of tight ends or second most, whatever it is. Minty memes. Ooh, fresh and minty. DeAndre Swift, Corey Davis, Robbie Anderson, Mike Thomas, AB, pick 3. Ooh, Corey Davis, Robbie Anderson, and Mike Thomas are my 3 from this list. It's a great list, minty memes. Josh Jacobs or McKissick? I'm going to go McKissick. Stephen Tweed feels a lot safer to me. Rojo or Gallman? I'm going to go Rojo, Mitch Chavez. Love the no Fournette healthy scratch here. I'm rolling that all day. Chavez, Rojo all day, says Austin, helping you answer that one too. Jonnu or Hurst? I'm going to go Jonnu for the touchdown upside. Starting Zeke or Jay Taylor with Fournette out. Does Rojo start over either? Actually, for Zeke, I go Ronald Jones over Zeke today, but not over Taylor. Shades. Taysom or Kyler? I'm going to go Kyler there, not benching my stud. Start 2 between Gio, Duke, Crowder, Jamal. He has A-Rob and Jones. I'm a huge dog. I'm going to go Gio and Duke. Jamal Williams is, if you need upside, he's the backup. He could score a touchdown. He's probably got a higher floor than Duke, but I'm going to go Duke and Gio and just hope they both find the end zone a couple times. K. Murray or T. Hill. It's funny, we've gotten that one a bunch. I'm going to go Kyler, though. I don't know, Pat. Pat, good to see you, by the way. A loyal fan all season. Tanny or Rivers? I'm going to go Tannehill, no doubt about that one. Schultz or Logan Thomas? Give me Dalton. Nice, safe 6-7 targets. Grizz, 13. Chark or Landry? Give me Landry. As I've said a lot on this show, I do not trust Chark with Glennon. Could he blow up? Glennon can rope it deep. Chark could blow up. I can't trust that with my season on the line. Bench Watson for Cousins? I would do that, Dan Glander. Yes. Duke J or Dobbins? I'm going to go Dobbins here. Terrell, too nice. Duke's probably safer, but I just go with the talent on that one. T. Higgins or DeAndre Washington? We've gotten that one a couple times. I go the upside, the touches rather, of DeAndre Washington there, MSU baller. Mitch Myers, Hilton, Mike Williams or Lamb? I'm going to go Mike Williams against Atlanta. Hilton's in a good blow-up spot too, though. AB or Higgins? I love AB today, so I'm going to go AB. Gordon or Jacobs? Melvin Gordon for me, Millie C. I've answered that one a few times. Listen, T. Higgins, Tim Patrick, or AB at flex? I'm going to go AB over those other two, definitely. Montgomery or Elliott? Love Montgomery today against Houston. Most run yards allowed. 2 running backs, Pat Sullivan, D. Montgomery, D. Swift, Mike Davis, Naeem Hines. Only one of them, it's D. Montgomery. If it's 2, it's Montgomery and Davis, but I'm going to go Montgomery there. Great matchup for him. Duke Johnson or Bernard? Bernard for me. I love the Dallas matchup. Debo or Claypool for Lee? Debo for me. Akins or Fant? I'm going to go Fant for Ben. Jimmy Bridges, what's up, my man? Crowder or Perriman? Not ideal. I probably go Perriman at this point, given all the sketchiness around Crowder today. Trubisky, Mayfield, Cousins need 2. I'm going to bench Mayfield. I know he cooked last week, but Baltimore's a different beast than what he was facing. Different league. Dolphins, Stafford, Ryan need 2. I'm going to bench Ryan there. I'm going to go with the Red Rifle Revenge. Going to go with Stafford. I'm going to bench Matt Ryan. Full PPRs. Play Zeke or A.J. Brown, David Campanelli. I'm going to go A.J. Brown over Zeke. PPR with 1 per touch for running back. Oh, damn. That's pretty – that makes this tough because Deontay's a target hog, but Gio Bernard might see 20 touches, and that's like 20 points right there. So I think I go Gio Bernard for the touch factor. That's tough, though. But Gio Bernard for me. Tunes. I'm against guy I'm going against Mike Davis and dropped him to put in CMC, picked up Davis. Oh, nice. Good move. He sat Akers. Hell yeah. Everything's trending in the right way, Tunes. Let's hope it keeps that way for you as we enter Sunday action. T. Higgins or Mike Evans? Got to be Mike Evans this against that Vikings defense. Half PPR, and that was for Randy Harris. Just making sure if you're listening for your name. Randy Harris. It's Mike Evans over T. Higgins. Sway, Thrays, Macus. Mostert, Chark, McKissick, Bernard, Cutie. Pick 1. Bernard. No, McKissick. I like McKissick. Nice and safe there. Julio, you start Hurst over Goddard? I don't think so. Hurst has been nothing lately, Sarah. Drop Fournette? Yeah, why keep him? Ebron or Goddard? Ebron, Pippin Road. I don't think my rankings reflect that, but I feel that way. And so I'm going to go back and make sure my rankings reflect that. Goddard's making me a little nervous with a new quarterback today. So let me just go back into my tight ends real quick. Wolfpack, as we were down this last 7 minutes, if you have not given us a thumbs up, please consider doing so to help us get found by more people. It would be so greatly appreciated. And if you want to give us a testimonial or even consider giving us a tip, Wolfpack, you can find that at rotostreetjournal.com/support2020. Would be so appreciated if you're willing to take 5-10 minutes, send us in a little testimonial there. All righty, we got it's 10 more. It looks like. Ron Cat, you're welcome. McKissick, JT, CEH, or Swift. Pick 1. Ooh, Tunes, tough one, but it's JT. It's JT. A lot of good options, but Taylor is locked in for me today. DeAndre Washington or Higgins. I'm going to go Washington there. I don't know. Higgins is tricky because Dallas is a great matchup, but Thielen or Evans. Thielen, definitely for me. Going against Mahomes, Kelsey stack. Good luck, Eckel. That's not going to be fun. Enjoy. And you're facing Derrick Henry. You're in a tough spot today, Geck. But you had Akers, so good stuff. Or that might be Scott Brooks, who's facing, I don't even know at this point. They all blend together. Goddard or Duke Johnson. I'm going to go Duke there. Never like double flexing the tight ends. Love you guys. Get them dubs. You as well, Austin. Much love to you. Get the W. Watson, Red Rifle, Kirk Cousins, rank them. I go Kirk Cousins, Watson, then Red Rifle is how I rank them, Dan. John Ferris, Duke Johnson, Hines, or DeAndre. I'm going to go Duke over DeAndre today. Let me make sure my rankings reflect what I'm saying. I'm starting to feel Duke a little more I recommend him. They just have no real receiving options today. So I'm feeling pretty good about Duke I'm bumping down Mostert right now just because I know I've gone against him a few times and I just don't feel great about him. And I'm bumping Duke to RB over Josh Jacobs. I know I've recommended him over Jacobs, so I got to stay true to my Rex here. All righty. Kamara, Eckler, or Carson. Eckler for me, bathing ape. Love the name, bathing ape. But I'm going to go Eckler. Carson's a really good option too, though. Gurley or Hunt. I'm going to go for the touchdown, go for Gurley there. Watson or revenge game white rifle for Dan Glander. I'm going Watson there, despite the revenge for the red rife. Tunyon or Henry. Going to Henry there against Atlanta. Ebron versus Buffalo or trust Goddard with Hurts. I'm going to go Ebron there, Pippin Road. AB or Deandre. I'm going to go AB there. I love AB today. Claypool or Dobbins. Give me Claypool. Go for the upside there. Good luck, boys. Thanks for the help. I'll definitely be doing a testimonial. Thank you. Anybody else willing to do that? Giuseppe, I greatly appreciate. Great fans like you are why we are getting to where we're going. So you can check that out at rotostreetjournal.com/support2020 if you're willing to give a testimonial like that. Lost Julio, PPR, Claypool, or Higgins. I'm going to go Claypool there. I'll just go with both Steelers. Yeah, I think that game shoots out tonight. 2 thumbs way up. Guys, thanks for help all year. You're one of the goats of the game. Thank you. You're a goat of the fans. Chicken or beef ramen noodles? Chicken all day, Austin Forrester. The big important questions here. Yeah, you're a chicken guy too, CJ? All day. It's not even close. Pick one, Kiki, Boyd, or Chark. I'm going to go Kiki. Boyd's a close second. I really love Boyd to blow up today. Washington against KC or Mostert full PPR. My girl just texted me. She's split. I'm going to go Mostert. I don't love Mostert today, Omar, but that's who I'm going. And then we got Pippin Road after 2-8 weekly doubleheaders. I'm on a 13-3 run. Let's go. Keep it going, following the Wolf Pippin Road. That is a great I'm so happy to hear it. And let's get you that title. And if you'll consider talking about what we did to help, rotostreetjournal.com/support2020.
What's a weekly doubleheader?
I don't know. I think it's when you face the same team twice in a row and you get like double, like they add up the points for 2 weeks is my guess, but I'm not positive. Henry or AJ Brown? You got to go Henry, Elias, against the Jags. He's going to run for 200 today. Wolfpack, that's all of them. Whew, I didn't think I was going to make it through them all. Oh, we got those 2 goats of the fantasy prognosticators. So
I think Henry's over under rushing yards today is like 138 or something, which is an obscene number.
Probably too low as well. Darrington Evans is not playing. Okay, that doesn't really matter. He's just in my ranking.
Giuseppe has one more.
Giuseppe has one more. Okay, we'll get you Giuseppe. Johnu or Hurst? You've already asked this one like 80 fucking times. Are you like waiting for me to change my answer to Hurst so you feel better? Go with your gut. I just think Johnu's going to score a touchdown today, so I'm going to go Johnu. I might even have Hurst higher in the rankings. You know what? I should probably check that. But I, the Julio factor, yeah, I get it. Hurst should see more targets, but he's been useless these last couple weeks. And no, I don't. I have Hurst at 17, and I have Johnu at 15. So you know what?
Got a few more last-minute ones too.
All righty, we'll keep it in the last-minute ones. Let me just publish these Wolfpack because I got to get my rankings right for this competition. Boom, boom, boom. Publish. All righty, 2 minutes here. Let's get them on in. Bye week blues. No blues. You got the bye week. I love it. You got to be excited about those bye weeks. Just enjoy your week. Should I start Beasley, Parker, Cutie, or Ayuk? I like Ayuk here of these options, Alessandro.
Beasley's so good right now.
2 matchups a week. There you go. Yeah, Beasley's the man. That's the thing. Beasley is my second option here. If you like him, full PPR too. I think he's going to roast out of the slots there. Tight end Henry is who I meant. Oh, I don't even remember who the other options were. Sorry.
It was, AJ Brown or Hunter Henry.
Oh, AJ Brown over Hunter Henry, definitely. Thanks, boys. Let's get these wins. That's what I love to hear. Wolfpack, you guys are the best. Thank you so much for coming down every single Sunday to the tailgate. Me and the Truth will be live tonight to recap all this crazy quarterfinals actions. We'll sing the praises of the heroes. We'll piss all over the duds, and we'll celebrate together because I'm going to win $1 million on DraftKings, and that's going to be so fun. But Wolfpack, you guys are the best. CJ, best of luck in your matchups. Wolfpack, we'll see you guys later.
See ya.